We are lonesome animals that spend all our life trying to be less lonesome. One rung after the other. You're already dripping wet. Better than nothing. Clothes make you look unnaked. Hope you haven't seen the sky for the last time. How far underground do you think you are? Like walking down a trail. Watch out for drop-offs. They can surprise you down here. like an axe. Hope this rain is warm. Crack 'em and crack 'em. You're injured. What a relief. Yuck! Biohazard. Sickening. The sun's a long ways away. Toxanol's offshore drilling caused oily matter to spread with the rain and contaminate both the groundwater and open surf. The looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the conductors. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like that. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. He's got the goo glide functional. You'll have a pull hook and a salvage net, but no armor, and an engine strong enough to break through the thick goo further out. There's debris floating around on the surf that might be blocking your path or needs to be towed. That means you'll need a device so you can get it out of your way. Goop says Gizmo's devised a cannon for the goo glide, but instead of bullets, it flips quacks. Squeaky distractions for the triple attentive porky puff, which will give you time to get yourself in position. The best way to find quacks is to talk to Gulp. He has the bearings of the surf archipelago and knows where the quacks like to float. This means you'll have the privilege of visiting Gulp in the Sinky Dink. He'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find quacks. He's not sure, but the quacks are probably a leftover from a cargo surfer that went under in the olden days. The squeaky material must have made them surface when their box broke. This is the only way to goo glide. Welcome to the surf archipelago, where the horizon rests on the surfy goo. You're poking around Hockbur, a prime village. Has heard the Tree of Life echoes the world. So, says you covered the important thing. Thinks the world seems smaller now it's spinning down the drain. They saw a Terra Globus a while back. Something like that might do a traveller like you some good. Wants to know if that's a serious question. Says the Terra Globus would be easier to find if you had it, right? A world map like the Terra Globus would be so useful for a wanderer like you. Most never wander out of their region, but you're ready to see the world. Figures you'd loot a lot. Says the Sifu has ordered a cleansing fire to make room for something new and better to rise from the ashes. Your orders are to wait for night to fall before you act. Setting the village on fire will send a message to your rivals. That'll turn heads. The crop is scarce and dry ever since the plague started haunting the land, so a touch... He knows they'll understand, given enough time. Time and discipline are all they need to adapt to the new world order. You shouldn't concern yourself or worry about the things you're told to do. The way of the tribe is unquestionable, as is the word of the Sifu. You've been instructed to use force if you meet resistance. Sometimes you need more than words to get your message across. You shouldn't be too eager. It's only through discipline that you'll be able to return this land to virgin ground and start anew.
Take that light!
Really, you ought to use your head instead of your gut.
See? The darkness lets you get away with anything.
Just remember, you can always find light in the dark.
Dark? When you already know you're right.
The stars never give enough light. Says you'll get a special price and a wrap-up on the... Always a deal to be made. Wants to know why you haven't broken the world yet, because it was pretty busted up to start with. Says you should take it easy. Enjoy the darkness while it lasts. Says you should team up and take over the world, or what's left of it. Says you're making everyone nervous. Let's see. Make the most of the night. Offers you extraordinary prices for extraordinary things.
No.
Can sense you want to practice your...
How? What?
La Surayafa de Mefafa.
Wonders if you would have turned out better if your parents had been... Says they have a larger-than-life furry friend who made a terrible mistake. It wanted to take a bath to clean up. However, choosing a pool of grime slime to get the job done wasn't the brightest of ideas. Only a giant brush will make it clean. Figures the friend will know best, so find him first. Claims you won't have to look too hard to find the gum brush. Once you do, get back to their friend fast. Just be sure to brush 'em good.
Fudge.
Figures that's between you and him, but sure. Let's see. Says the Jackney tribe has worked harder than anyone to get respect. Understands you have other places you need to go. He's pretty sure he's heard of you before, although the details are maybe a little hazy. He wonders if you have something for him to drink. Guesses he does, but it's a long life in a wild world. Sometimes he's shaken, not stirred. Says you look like you've got a powerful thirst to do something in this world. Good, bad, not really sure, but it seems like you've been drinking in your destiny and liking the flavor. Wants to know if he could point you towards something fun to drink, so that you could share with the tipsy tipster. You sure look like you could use a drink. Either way, he hopes you find a way to wet your whistle before the world comes to an awful dry end and leaves us all thirsting for more. Says life's like a mystery drink. Sometimes it's amazing, and sure, but... Respects how you take care of yourself first instead of trying to swallow too much. Thinks it's funny you wound up with the Jackney. They drink so little, like birds. Can't understand that. Everybody's thirsty. But who cares about them? Says you'd be as bummed out as him if you came for the hot stuff. The Glugmocker, Nimhimbibble, and his favourite radium syrup. That one's even more intoxicating now, aged in truck tankers and all. Without a drink, and radium syrup especially, he can't move, much less think, as the power of his mind is directly proportional to the quantity of syrup he swigs. That's why he's called Gulp. The drink helps him forget the state the world is in. It makes most dumber, but that's his special burden to bear. He wants you to know he has other interests too. He's the Surfipelago's self-proclaimed ornithologist, for example. There are other ways than a cold drink to relieve stress, even in these dark times, and, fortunately for you, he can help. Watching Pippi's flap is calming, but better yet are the ones you can look at and touch, like quacks. Squeezing them is a great way to relax. Says he's not sure you can. Physically, that is. There's no squeeze in the world able to counteract his expansiveness. Let's see. This thing purrs like an aqua cat. On your own again. Let's see. That's a resource totem, a monument left behind by those that picked scrap, trying to keep the area clean. Look at that plastic scrap, just waiting for someone to do something with it. Have you been up all night? Now that's respectable. Sometimes your mind creates an illusion where it's possible to go back in time to relive a moment in your life. We all have things in our past we wish hadn't happened, and can come to remember seeing and doing things that never happened. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. Choose the automaton functionality you want to recall. Good thing you recalled how to activate the automaton's health injector. That will be useful. Not everything here is friendly. Claims the Sifu gave you an order. You know what to do. So, says you covered the important things already. Claims the Sifu gave you an order. You know what to do. Says you should see it's dark enough to set things on fire without him telling you to. Claims the Sifu gave you an order. You know what to do. Says goodbye to you. That's not mist in the air.
Ile senere farani so sele koma sad.
Shopkeeper says living in the end times might be hard, but it's not all bad. Found an unbroken flush stool over yonder. Still works. You should grab that flush stool before someone scraps it for parts. Claims it's rare to find one intact and ready to abuse. Figures you might find the flush stool in a closet. That's where they used to keep them. Once you find the flush stool, don't drop it. A working flush stool is an amazing thing. Clean and fast. Thinks you'd make good use of it. Ooh, a biohazard like that can make you real sick. What a wonderful day! One down. That crack is so satisfying. There's a serenity about this spot. It's a... Be careful. You're feeling mighty low. Ah, these islands are gorgeous. That's some good e-waste there. For some, the night brings terror. Seeing you always brings them a toothy smile. Understands you have other places you need to go. Claims the Sifu gave you an order. Says you should see it's dark enough to set things on fire without him telling you to. Claims the Sifu gave you an order. Claims the Sifu gave... The day is always brighter. Thank whoever left this climb stringer here. Maybe you'll have enough resources later. Tells you to get yourself someplace safe. Day is coming and everyone will be looking for you. Understands you have other places you need to go. Happy you know Goop. He put the goo glide on the surf, you know. Shield your eyes if the daylight hurts you. Better get moving before the day passes you by.